Hello everybody, Silent Assassin's back. Thank everybody for watching as always. My name is Troy West, but I'm known as Silent Assassin on YouTube. This is my Silent Sports video blog. This is episode 5. It is May 13th, Saturday, 2017. I want to thank everyone who's been supporting the channel. I haven't been on for a while. I'm going to explain that. Before I get to what's going on in sports, I'll touch on the NBA playoffs. Baseball season off to a full swing, already a muffin. A couple of teams I was surprised that's doing real well in baseball so far. Talk about some other things in the sports world, but just going to touch on part of the reason that I've been off on the channel. Of course, this is a channel where I come and express my love for video games and sports. Of course, this is the 5th episode of my sports video blog, but most of my channel is about me playing through video games. Pretty much most of the latest games from this year. I also done some retro games, which the Mega Man series, other little things I've done. But I'm gonna try to catch back up on my projects and stuff. Hopefully, like I said, I don't have a lot of subscribers. I only have 8. But if any of them are real loyal or just been wondering why I've been gone, like I said, I was dealing with some things in my personal life. Basically, I've been dealing with depression, say for about at least 13 years, probably longer, but I always say when I turn 20, I'm 33 years old now. When I turned 20, I really started feeling really depressed and been trying to push my way through it for years. Actually, really since I was a teenager, but probably since I really, once I became an adult, it really got worse for me. Just fell into a deep depression, just lost lack of focus, don't want to do anything, just no motivation whatsoever. I haven't been working right now. Actually, I'm going through something with that. Like, actually in between jobs, I wound up pretty much losing my job. So a lot of things, negative things been going on in my life. So that's why I haven't been on, haven't done any videos, haven't done anything. Just been pretty much soaking. And tried to get help for it. Actually checked myself into a hospital. Not saying that didn't help me at all, but it didn't help as much as I thought it was. Got out the hospital, tried to go back working again, and it just never still shook that feeling off of me yet. I'm still trying to. So that's the main reason why I haven't been on. But I'm feeling good right now, so I want to do a video. Just period. I got some videos I want to post as far as my video games. I'm gonna stop saying promise because that's a word I don't like to use. I use it a lot, and sometimes I don't put a video up, and I hate that because I don't like nobody promising me anything and they don't coming through. So I'm gonna stop using that word. But if every day works out, this new game called Prey that came out last week that I really like. I want to go and try to push it that today and have y'all walk through that game with me. Definitely do a first 30 on that. Put it on the channel. Want to continue my Dragon Ball Xenoverse projects. Tom Clancy Ghost Recon with my man Fat Man. Been trying to do some of those. But me and him be, like I said, when we get on the game, we talk so much about a lot of personal things, so I don't be wanting to post the videos. Because I'll go in planning on posting it, so. But hopefully, things will start to turn a corner and I get myself together and try to do things. Like I said, I started this channel, of course, months ago because I had to, because like I said, I was playing in this NFL Madden League, which was required for you to have some type of way to broadcast your games. And then I just started, you know, doing little projects, and I really enjoy it. Like, it's an outlet for me. I think part of my depression is the reason why I started this channel. So that's why I started it. So I want to keep on doing this and have something to have an outlet to, because like I said, honestly, I haven't dealt with my depression well, and that's why I'm in the situations that I am now. I don't blame anyone. I don't want to put any responsibility on anybody else. I know that a lot of it has to do with myself and getting myself together. But just dealing with depression is hard, especially when you feel like you don't have anybody and you feel so alone. I just feel alone in the per se, just because I feel like there's nobody not like me. Like, nobody really understands. I've been neglected a lot in my life. I've been hurt a lot in my life by people. And the way that I've dealt with it, honestly, is to just hold everything in and turn to drinking. So that's all I pretty much do. And it's not good at all. And I admit that. I mean, it's things that I've done that is not right to people, no matter what my problems are. You know, I kind of had pushed my problems on people in negative ways. And I'm not blaming it on the drinking. See, that's when I talk to people about it, they say, well, you can't blame it on this and that. You know, which I don't. I don't try to blame my mistakes on anybody, you know. But I just feel like, you know, people only really keep themselves in my life because they're using me for something, or something that they're getting out of it. Like, I don't feel the genuine affection that I want, that I give to other people. Like, anybody that's in my life, friend, family, anybody, you know, I try to be genuine about everything, even when I try to help them. So, I mean, it's just hard. Everything's hard to explain. I'm just trying to get everything out so people can understand somewhat what I've been dealing with, what I go through. I just sometimes feel like I'm nothing, you know, and I just don't feel like going on, you know, which is not to beat around the bush, but yeah, I've thought about suicide. I've had suicide attempts. So, but I'm not gonna try to make the whole video about that, but I do one day, once I really get my mind together and being a stronger person, I want to be able to help other people that deals with depression or deal with self-esteem issues, and I want to be able to help other people. But to be, you know, the way I came up, you know, always wasn't ever in the in crowd, which I didn't mind. I liked it being different in a way. Growing up, you know, wasn't fitting in with everybody, but at the same time, not to be accepted, it's hard to deal with, even by people that's close to you. And the people that's close to you just, I don't know, their words just hurt the most. So when you hear that you can't do this, you can't do that, you know, that the things hurt you, and it pretty much been controlling my life. So I'm just trying to get to a mindset where I know, number one, I have to start accepting myself more, which sometimes I don't do. Like, I do start thinking, like, is there something wrong with me? You know, is there something I should change? But personally, I really don't think there's much I have to change about myself, just to feel better about myself, that's all. But I'm starting to realize people either like you or they don't. And maybe I need to stop comparing myself to other people. But the reality is, that's what people do. People either gonna like you or they not. And it's just hard for me to understand that Like, I know people that get treated wrong, they continue to go back to being treated wrong, but somebody that wants to be there for you, they don't want nothing to do with. I mean, I've dealt with a whole lot of different things, lost friends, like I said, not close to my family, not close to pretty much anyone right now. I have close friends that I'm close with, but relationships are rocky, you know, and I might have something to do with it. You know, it might be ways that I handle things that, you know, might not make the situation better. But I just wanted to touch on that, just so people can understand where, you know, why I haven't been on the channel, if anybody been really wondering, and sort of therapeutic to myself to get off my chest, you know. But life is not easy, and I don't have a lot to turn to motivate me, you know, at least not anymore. Like I said, I lost my father. It's been 3+ years now, and one of my sisters are gone. And I realize now, like, especially with my dad, like, even though it's sort of a negative relationship, you know, in my grown-up years, but part of my motivation was to try to make him proud and make him, basically prove him wrong, I guess, because it was things we didn't agree on. Now I feel like I have nothing to prove anymore, and I guess that's why my drive has gone down. At least that's one of the reasons why I think my drive has gone down. But I'm not sitting up here, once again, not trying to make anybody feel sorry for me, or, you know, right their wrongs around me, or, you know, basically I'm not sitting up here trying to feel sorry for myself or want nobody to feel sorry for me. I'm just trying to express how I feel, which is another reason that I deal with depression too, because it's like nobody listens really. They take the stuff they want to take, and they always try to relate it to their own lives, which is fine, you know, but I just feel like just my way of looking at life is a lot different than other people. Like, I just feel people are just selfish. They're just so worried about themselves that they're not seeing the world around them. And the way the world is now, if everything going on in our country, racism, politics, everything, I just feel like everybody's human, and everybody need to just take care of your own fellow man better, and the world be a better place. It's not easier said than done, not easy with how I just said that, but that's just how my mindset is. Like, I don't look at people for their race or what they believe in or what they do in their lives, who they date, any of that. It's just, you're a human being first, and you should be treated like a human being first. Period. End of discussion. That's just how I think and how I treat people. But everybody don't think that way. And I have issues of my own heart, you know, abandonment issues, trust issues, and, you know, things I know I have to work on myself. But I just want to say that to everyone, you know, if anybody that I care about wind up watching this video, you know, it's not no direct thing towards anybody. I'm just trying to speak my voice, which I feel like it's not heard enough sometimes, and not taken into consideration. Everybody have their own issues and problems. Like, there's people out here that's doing worse than me. You hear that all the time. Sometimes you don't want to hear the cliches, well, somebody's doing worse than you. I mean, that's common sense. Everybody knows that someone out there is doing worse, but you're supposed to just, you know, like you're saying, deal with my problems, but at the same time you're saying my problems are meaningless. So nobody wants to hear that, regardless of what your problems are. You don't want to hear that your problems are meaningless. But that's all. I'm gonna leave that subject alone. But if anybody is watching this and just wants somebody to talk to, or about depression, or just if you just want to sign encouragement, and I feel like that's think we don't do enough. We don't encourage each other enough. We always ready to tear each other down. We hate on each other because somebody's doing well and they're not. Like, there's a lot of things in this world that need to change. So that's all I want to say about that. And anybody, you know, who have anything to say about it, like, I'll be willing to listen. So I'm finally going to move on to my sports. This is a sports vlog, so of course, NBA playoffs. It's been very interesting. It's starting to get down to the Final Four now, as the Western Conference is set, as the Warriors did make it through, sweeping both their first series, and they would beat the San Antonio Spurs, a team I was wrong about once again, as the Rockets just didn't show up. James Harden just looked like a shell of himself in the game 5 and all of game 6. So the Spurs move on. So it'll be the Warriors and the Spurs to see who will go to the finals in the West. And in the East, Cleveland chilling, and they get to chill for a few more days because Boston and Washington is going to a game 7. Now in the East, I've been pretty much right about everybody. You know, I did pick Washington to win this series, so I'm going to stick with the Wizards. Even though the home team all year in this between these two teams is won, and Boston is the #1 seed, that will be at home tomorrow. Or was it Monday night? Sorry, yeah, they play Monday night, so that means I think game 1 of the East probably don't start till like Wednesday then. So Cleveland will really get the rest and get themselves together for the Eastern Finals. But you know, nothing that's gone. There had been no drastic surprises in the NBA playoffs. Like I said, I just was wrong about Houston. I don't know if Houston and Golden State in the West, but I did pick Washington to meet Cleveland, and Cleveland swept through the playoffs as well. They haven't lost a game yet, so that's been real. I wouldn't say surprising, but Toronto, Kyle Lowry did get hurt, so that was a big thing. But Cleveland just looked like a different team than they did at the end of the regular season. Everybody thought they were slipping and stuff, but they look like a championship team right now, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But I think Washington will give them a better series just because of the matchups. But Boston, they a resilient team. Isaiah Thomas, everything he's been dealing with throughout these playoffs, he's still playing very well. Yeah, he's a small player, but he has a heart of a lion, and I think if Boston do win, I think they would probably at least beat Cleveland once or twice. I mean, I think both of the series, even in the West, I think the Spurs probably win about a game or two as well. But I'm gonna say 6 games, no matter what, and on both sides. But I think it's gonna be Cleveland and Golden State ultimately in the end. Baseball season, everything been. Well, it's early. Baseball season is all teams always arrive early, and then the real teams emerge in the later season, later in the season. But in the National League, a team that's been surprising me is the Colorado Rockies. I haven't seen them play this year, but they're right now in first place in the West. I did pick the Dodgers to win the whole World Series and to win this division. I think I picked Colorado to finish like 3rd or 4th in the division, if I have to look back and check in my notes. But they played pretty well, and actually I did see some highlights. I watched some highlights of them, of course. And the Cubs are, they're 500 right now. That the whole division in the Central, everybody pretty much is there at 500. But I think the Cubs will eventually get a stride. Them and St. Louis. St. Louis starting to play better baseball as well. So are the Dodgers. The Dodgers started off slow, but they starting to play better. So I haven't lost any faith in the Dodgers yet. San Francisco Giants, though, are struggling a little bit. They in last in the division. Arizona been playing well as well in the NL West. But the Madison Bumgarner accident has been and they, a bump in the road for them. I think they said he'll be back after the All-Star break, so hopefully he come back. But that might be a blessing in disguise because he's sort of resting, so he ain't gonna get tired near the end of the season. But I'm not gonna count the Giants out yet in the National League either. But the National League pretty deep though. You look about all the decent teams over there. So we'll see how that unfolds. In the American League, of course, I'm from Baltimore, so I follow the Orioles very closely. They play very well. The Yankees, as their young team, and they have injuries, but they're still right there. I think they're still really in first place. I think they're about a half game up on the Orioles. But the Yankees are playing very well. And congratulations to Derek Jeter. He'll be honored tomorrow night, Sunday night, getting his number retired. He's one of the best clutch playoff baseball players I've seen in my lifetime. So he definitely deserves it, and it should be a special night tomorrow night. I might watch a little bit of it myself. And I am not a Yankees fan. I didn't grow up a Yankees fan at all because number one, I'm an Atlanta Braves fan as well. I was actually an Atlanta Braves fan first, and I tell the story all the time. I started watching the Braves on TV as a young boy, and they was pretty much basically a dynasty without rings. They only won one World Series in that long period of time when they dominated, but that was my team that I followed, and I still follow them a little bit now as well. And they got a nice up-and-coming team. I think their pitchers still gotta get better, but their future looks pretty bright. I like Freddie Freeman; he's playing well. But to touch back on the Orioles and the Yankees, they've off to good starts. Boston's still right there, a little right there, but I still think they're gonna be there at the end. Toronto has gotten off to a slow start, but they've started playing better. And Tampa, you can never count them out either. There's just something about that organization, especially since, or even after the manager Joe Mann left, he managed the Chicago Cubs now, but that organization just seemed like there's something about you just can't cut them out. They just always compete. They're not no doormat franchise they was when they first started. Even though they only been around 20 years now. So, but as far as the American League, the Central, I think I think the Indians still right there. I believe they're in first place. I might be wrong. I have to check that out. I know that it's sort of jumbled up, and in the AL West, I think the Rangers got off to a slow start. I think it's sort of jumbled up over there as well. But Houston, I'm sorry, I was about to forget about that. They got the best record in baseball. Actually, they beat the Yankees. They play the Yankees this weekend, and I think they beat them already twice. And they play again tonight and tomorrow. I think I heard today's game already been canceled through the rain. And I think it's gonna be a double header. I bet you, of course, this late game is gonna be when they honor Derek Jeter. But I forgot about the Astros, a team that I've been wrong about. So I gotta apologize to them. I think I picked them third. I like the Texas coming into the season. They're starting to play better now as well. But like I said, it's the early of the season, so the slow start's not saying they don't mean anything, but by you still we're in the middle of May now, and then you got June. Before the All-Star break, that's when you really start seeing teams usually turning on, and you'll see who the real contenders are. But props to Colorado and Houston. I've probably been wrong about those two teams the most so far in baseball. So that's my baseball take. As far as everything else happening in sports, of course, well, I'm gonna touch on the LeVar Ball thing. Everybody talked about that. I don't have a big problem with the guy. He's a proud father. A lot of people say he's selfish and he's trying to get publicity for himself, which I can't deny that either. But I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be up to how his son plays in the NBA. If his son come in and wind up being a bust, then everything going to crash around him and LeVar Ball. But right now, it's like it's too early to say anything. So I mean, I'm nobody, you know. Just to me, compared to him, I'm just a guy sitting in my living room talking to you about it. So I mean, I'm not gonna be too judgmental of the guy. But as far as the shoes thing, now personally, I probably, even if I had the money to buy the shoes, it's just, I think the price shouldn't be as high as it is. But when you in control of your own business, you can't tell nobody how to do or what to do with their business and with their children either. So that's pretty much where I stand on it. Well, we'll see if he'll be successful. If he'll be successful, then he'll be successful. If not, then you know he won't be. But I don't have a problem with what he's doing at all. Really, a lot of people looking at it as we talking about him, so that's enough right there. No matter if it's negative or positive, I've seen a little bit of both. See positive and negative things being said about it. So me, I'm like, you know, I'm more on the positive side with it because, like I said, I can't judge anyone what they do. But you know, I just hope that Lonzo Balls be a great player in the NBA, and I like his game. I think he's going to be a good NBA player. You know, his dad says that he wanted to play for the Lakers. I hope that's the case. But I wouldn't mind. I heard somebody talk about Phoenix. I think I would be excited to see that him and Devin Booker in the backcourt. He could be that point guard, that, you know, that prototypical. Well, I gotta say prototypical because he's a different type of player. Like his dad said, he is. There's a lot of players that's like him, but him running the point and Booker playing a two guard, that would be exciting. Phoenix would be an exciting team to watch next year if Phoenix wind up getting them. So that's why I would probably like seeing them go. I wouldn't mind seeing them go to the Lakers either, but I wish the best for him. I wish the best for anybody that's trying to be successful in life. So I'm not going to throw any shade on anybody about it. I just hope he's successful and he make it through. But it's going to really be according to how well he plays. If he don't play well, then things are not going to be good for all of them. So just hope everything works out. That's a big topic that is going on this week. That's all as far as sports. There's nothing else I can think about right now. The hockey playoffs are heating up. I'm not a big hockey fan. I follow it a little bit, but feel bad for the Capitals as they got eliminated again. So I think it's the Penguins playing against who Pittsburgh play. I have to check on that. I'm not going blank right now with that. But I know in the West is the Anaheim Ducks and the Nashville Predators. I know the Predators did win last night, so they up 1-0. But yeah, I'm not a big hockey follower. I know the Penguins got through, but I'm not sure who they playing. So I have to check that. And I apologize to all the hockey fans. Probably throwing things at the screen right now. Saying I'm not a real hockey fan. I'm not claiming to be a real hockey fan, but I follow it a little bit. I follow I always sort of like the Blackhawks and the San Jose Sharks. That's two teams I follow a little closely. But that's all. I think like I said, I'm not a big UFC fan either, but I think it's a UFC event tonight also, so I know, check that out. Like I said, NBA finals start soon, so a lot of big things in the sports world. Like I said, I'm not going to use the word promise. Like I said, I'm going to start saying I'll try. So, excuse me, I'm going to try to do a video sports blog every week. Of course, this is my first video period in 3 weeks. I'm gonna go ahead and try to wrap it up. Has Been Heroes. This is a game that I've done, an RPG. That game is much brutal than I thought. First of all, it's permadeath. I think I touched on it in my last video, but I did record a video of that I want to post on the channel. And it's like, and I don't know if it changes once you beat this first part, but it's like 2 parts. It's like you go through a stage, and you might go through battles with this RPG setting, of course. But if you lose one of your warriors, then you gotta start all the way over again. So you get through a boss. I did get through the first boss, which I did record, but then it's like the real big pirate boss, which I never beat yet, but I got to him. So that's a video I want to post. This to show that game is not no joke there. I know there's probably people out there that probably mastered the game already, but I'm not one of them. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I still want to post a video just to give you an idea where I've been at with that game. Like I said, if every day works out today, like I said, pray, or try to do a first 30 on that, or try to work on all my projects that I tried to start that I haven't finished. And like I said, at the beginning of the video, like I said, anybody that's dealing with depression is hard to deal with. And like I said, just try to love each other more. Like I said, I think I said that before. Everyone's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes in life as well. But it's all about, loving one another and loving yourself. And I'm trying to strive to do that every day. And just want to say, everybody that has been supporting me, especially my homeboy Fat Man, he's been there every day. Like I said, I've been people that's been there for me, but he's been there every day. So just want to thank him personally, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. Just want to thank everybody for the support, and hopefully I'll talk to you guys sooner than later. Like I said, I apologize again for being off for so long, and I'll talk to you guys soon. This is episode 5 of the Solid Sports Video Blog, and my name is Troy West, but of course I'm known on YouTube as Solid Assassin. I'll talk to you guys soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of the NBA playoffs or all the other sports events going on right now. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again as always.